Hey guys, welcome back. It's BDCKR, and we're with our most recent weekly update for the 7th of September 2015. So we're going to start off in WWE Immortals, and this is the first time that an exclusive online season reward has come back, which is what you're seeing right now, the DX Invasion Truck.
And that becomes a DX tank, but the important point is this is the first exclusive online season reward
That's come back.
That wasn't specific to an event. So the other things were SummerSlam 2015, Battleground 2015. So this is the first one that's not that. So I still think that this is probably the only one that they're going to repeat.
Yeah, unless it's not tied to an actual real-life event, and that's what the gear is from, it's most likely going to just be a one-off.
Alright, so it actually evolves into the DX War Tank with the health boost and 3 finisher meaning the third special, special abilities.
Yeah.
And one other thing that's important to note that was unannounced is that in their store there is a special discount
on the gold packs.
Right. So it's, instead of getting the 100,000 gold pack for 100,000, you're getting it for 75. But your daily gold pack, which you don't see here because we already bought it, you can get the daily discount gold pack that's normally 75 for 50 something. I can't remember.
Which is ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the perfect opportunity to get some of the exclusives like Evolved Randy Orton or Evolved Seth Rollins. They never announced this, so we don't know when it's going to be over. So grab it while you can. Maybe grind a little bit. Definitely worth it now.
For sure. And so for our last point on Immortals, we've got our sneak peek at a couple of unreleased characters which we've battled in online play.
Alright, so the first one up is Anuel Batista. And he's basically the Immortals equivalent of Injustice's Shazam.
Yeah.
Only he doesn't need to work up the third special.
He just has to knock somebody out, which is amazing.
Right, so he gets 8 seconds. I think that's less than Shazam, which is 12 seconds.
Yeah.
And he doesn't get the boost to regular attacks, he doesn't get the decreased damage, but he gets there way faster, and he can use specials for nothing.
I guess the only problem might be is that he loses all adrenaline afterwards, so if you were kind of built up and then... But other than that, it's pretty good.
Yeah, so clearly not available yet. Looks pretty interesting, definitely worth the trouble. Next up is
Conqueror Brock Lesnar. Right. Sorry, interrupted you there.
That's alright. And if he uses Special 2, he can keep on using his Special 2 again and again for 10 seconds.
Which is, again, ridiculous.
Yeah, clearly these are going to be challenges that are worth the trouble of unlocking these characters. I think it's the same kind of power creep that we're seeing in Injustice, right? The new challenge characters just seem like they're way overpowered.
Both of these are basically slightly better versions of Shazam. They're for a little less time, but both of them are a lot easier to get. And in cases where you're mostly using your second special anyways, right? Regardless.
Yeah.
It's really good to just get that little bit of an extra boost. So, in Mortal Kombat X, Cold War Sonya Blade is early access now, and she gives teammates a shield that decreases damage taken from the first special that hits them. And there's also an unannounced one-day extension to the Faction Wars. Instead of ending on Monday like it usually does, it ends Tuesday morning.
Yeah, not sure why they did that. Totally out of the blue. And I just happened to notice it a couple days ago that they'd extended it, so we'll see what happens. I don't know if they're doing anything special and there's a reason for that, or maybe the next season is going to be a little bit shorter, who knows.
Yeah, probably won't change the statistics too much.
Alright, very good.
So, in Injustice, as you're seeing right now, there's another 200% XP segment, which is always cool to have. I like that they just kind of spring that on at people every once in a while. Nice little bonus for staying logged in.
Now, not as good as double credits, but take what you get.
Obviously, it's not much use to us at all. And by not much, I mean literally not at all useful, but it's still nice, right?
Yeah. And one other thing, just like Immortals, we have the return of one of the newer exclusive online season rewards. and that's the mysterious artifact.
Which becomes the Ibis stick.
And if you've seen our video with Bronze Catwoman taking out Boss, AO, Arkham Origins Batman with the IBA stick, you'll know how useful it is. And I guess we can include a link in the description if you haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, so this is the part in the video where we branch off into answering some questions. Some frequently asked questions, some questions that have only really been asked by the person asking them. But anyways, we'll be answering some of those now, just from various videos of ours. So, Rick Blevins asks, I'm wondering about the death glitch where you can get, where you can't get a sold card again. There are situations where players have an oversold card come up as a daily bonus, and it kills their game, where it keeps popping up over and over, and they can't log in, etc. I would love to know a fix for this. Thanks, guys.
So, Rick, as far as we know, there is no actual fix for this. That being said, we've seen some people attempt a partial workaround by starting Injustice without an internet connection, and then once Injustice is open, they reconnect to the internet and then log in.
Yeah.
And I'm not entirely sure how successful this is, since there are complaints that if you manage to play online this way, you can't change your lineup. So we'd love to get some more feedback and information from people who are experiencing this problem. I mean, it's specifically bronze characters, because what happens is if you oversell a silver or a gold character,
it won't come up in the daily.
So it won't crash your game. But what will happen is if you buy a pack that has that character in it, it'll sometimes not show up. Sometimes it'll look like you've got one copy of it back at level 1, but if you come back in a game later, it'll be gone. But the kicker is there's actually a glitch you can take advantage with this. If that happens, you have an oversold character, you happen to pick it up in a pack, your power credit level stops decreasing when you buy anything. So that's actually an opportunity to buy as much as you want at no cost.
But for us, it wouldn't be worth it because you'd have to totally lose out on getting a character.
Right, and you couldn't buy it back directly in store, and it would have to be somebody in a pack that would be relatively easy to get so that you could take advantage of this glitch, which isn't that great, but you might as well get something. It's sort of the silver lining with this particular problem. And that's why we've got the video. I guess we could do a link in the description why we've actually made a video. This is one of the only glitch that we've actually demonstrated to say don't do it.
Yeah. We created a safe state with a third-party platform so we didn't actually have to live with the character being just gone. So, our next question comes from Amos White, and I hope I'm not mispronouncing this. I had a friend named Amos, and this was how it was pronounced. Hopefully I'm right. So, he asks, BDCKR Gaming, I never got my personal season reward on Mortal Kombat X. Only the faction members reward. Any idea what that's about?
So that's actually pretty common. Sometimes they don't always come at the same times. Sometimes you just need to wait a day.
It's happened to us on video in some of the earliest weekly updates.
Yeah, it can be even a day later. So, yeah, don't worry about it.
Our next question comes from Walter White. Would you guys ever make YouTube a full-time thing if your channel becomes big enough? And I guess the answer is potentially. I mean, if our channel suddenly blows up overnight or becomes huge, however unlikely that would be, I mean, I'd be open to it.
Yeah, I guess that it's always a matter of scale and degree, right? I mean, I don't know if there would be anybody who'd actually want to watch us do it full time. I mean, and I got to tell you, there's good. When I look at other YouTubers, right, who are literally making what, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, yeah, I could go for that. I just don't think the niche that we've found for ourselves lends itself to that kind of viewership. But
yeah, if we somehow become 100 times as popular without doing anything but Injustice videos, and I guess if the audience suddenly hugely increases, that'd be enough for definitely a job, and it would be definitely something that we do a lot more often.
Alright, so our next two questions came from the same video. Two guys. Roman Stymiest, you guys suck, it doesn't work.
And the other person, Cypher Ng.
Ng? Is it still working for now?
And so there was no option to reply for either of the comments, and that was both...
Oh, just one, actually. There's no option to reply to Cypher, and they're both on the video titled Patched Injustice Mobile on Android Glitch, Cheat Packs with the Flip Technique.
brackets updated. So,
yeah, I always gotta wonder when I see comments like this, when you go on YouTube, is there an option to watch the video without seeing the title, without seeing the description, and not being able to see the thumbnail?
I guess some people just go immediately into full screen mode after randomly selecting a I really don't know.
Yeah, or is it maybe it's just not obvious what patch means? Because, you know, to me, it's obvious when you're talking about
no
glitches
longer working, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, whatever. It's we've said before, and I guess what maybe we should do is put a frequently asked questions section in our About page, is that we typically will adjust the title, the description, and if we're so motivated, the thumbnail to show that a glitch has been patched, because glitches don't last forever.
Sometimes people actually ask us if they've been patched on the video that says patched, and then we're a little more confused. Okay, so our next question comes from Chris Herrera.
Technically not a question again. Punctuation is your friend.
And he says, can someone tell that kid to shut up? Maybe you should shut up.
Why don't you like us, Chris? What's the problem? And actually, technically, can someone do it? Well, you just did.
I think the hidden question here is that he wants results. He's asking this because he knows his point is getting across. What he's really saying is, can you shut up, please? And my answer to that is, it's not likely. I mean, stranger things has happened, but don't get your hopes up, bro.
Well, you know what, too, and on a more serious note, I think these are the kind of comments that I think really lower the level of any kind of discourse on YouTube. I mean, we're actually pretty happy to respond to people, and if people have trouble with glitches or need advice, we're happy to help out. This is so unnecessary, Chris. Yeah, I don't know. I really hope that whoever was mean to you is a little bit nicer and you can be a little happier and maybe participate a little bit more, I don't know.
On the bright side, you fit right in at 4chan, so...
Yeah, you got that going for you. So, next up is Husker009, or Husker009.
Was wondering what would happen if you decided to play online after doing this glitch. Anything bad gonna happen?
So again, this is one of those other things too. I think we're gonna probably add this to our frequently asked questions, but it's a legit concern for most people.
It makes sense, right?
Because the one consequence of manipulating your account typically is that you can get banned from online play.
Or if something really weird happens and you lose your account data.
Yeah.
That's probably the much worse option.
But that's never happened. The online glitch, the online play is a little bit different because potentially it could, but you would have to really abuse a glitch excessively and exceed parameters for, say, recharges or power credits or something like that to be automatically banned.
Yeah, you'd have to have something so high that Warner Brothers said there is no way that this person could have ever done this without hacking. And that's including people who buy stuff. So, like, you gotta take the amount of money that you think the person who plays non-stop would have and add a little bit to that.
I mean, bottom line really is use a little bit of discretion. Don't go crazy. Don't overdo it. Our personal experience, I mean, we don't really abuse glitches that much anymore. We haven't been banned yet for using any of the glitches that we've recommended or explained or given instructions on how to use. So, but as with any glitch, it's up to you whether you want to take the risk. There's always a certain level of risk involved with.
Yeah, but the reward is so huge. We would have never been able to get anywhere close to full completion without using these glitches.
Yeah, and it's actually opened it up a bit for us to play a little bit more freely and just
have fun. Yeah, it's more of a sandbox now than straight up grind.
Yeah. And our last question is for Santino Ruhoff.
Actually, it's from Santino Ruhoff.
Yeah, again, I hope we didn't abuse your name and we pronounced it right. And your question is, how did you get Seth Rollins Evolved 7? No option to reply. Please check in our About page we've got a link to a video that YouTube put out on how to change your settings to allow replies to your comments, but to get to your actual question.
There were no problems with this before G+.
Oh yeah.
Was forced to integrate. They're just like, love G+. You don't like it? We'll make you like it. Thanks,
Yeah.
YouTube and
So
Google.
Seth Rollins, Evolved Seth Rollins is an exclusive gold pack character in Immortals, and you can't buy him directly from a store, but he's a rare drop like Evolved Randy Orton. And as we said earlier, right now there's a discount there's a sale on the gold packs, so this would be a perfect opportunity to drop a few 100,000 credits to try to get them. You won't. I don't think you're gonna get a much better deal than this.
And I guess the other answer is stuff like helium.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we've had questions about it, and we've been sort of meaning to get around to doing an instructional video on how to use helium, which is a app data backup app, to show you how to use it to take advantage of it. The idea is relatively simple, is that you save your progress before you buy something, and if you don't like it,
Restore your data so you don't actually have to spend the money or get the card.
the problem typically is that the load screens for the games take so long.
forever. Yeah, so it's better to do when you're not doing anything that requires... like when you just can do something idly with your hands, right? Look at it every minute or two.
Yeah. Alright, so that's it for this week. Thank you very much for watching, guys. And
see you guys next time. Komoda.